streaming. Have a little bit of a discussion here. I want to get into a few things, but give me a moment just to share this out real fast to the Facebook group and to the Skype group, and then we can get into this. I want to let everybody know what's what as we move in towards the draft. Yeah! I just did a little yeehaw because I see Todd O'Sullivan's picture there, and he's the Whiskey Rebel. He's a cowboy dude, so why the hell not? Shy Sox, Joker, Alex Dar, Vernon Quinn, appreciate y'all showing up. One thing I've learned is I'm on the air almost a minute before people start getting the updates. So, yeah, like I said, I'm sharing it out on Skype. That's it. I'm putting it on the Facebook group, and that is it. I'm not tweeting. I'm not doing any of that shit. People can catch this when they catch this. So, yeah, we'll take it from there. And I want to make this quick as possible. Like I said, so just give me a minute so I can share it, and we're ready to rock and roll. If I could spell live, sheesh. Let's see here. Okay, we got her all shared. Alright. Now, like I said, I'm going to make this short and as sweet as possible. Normally with me, that doesn't mean much. Normally that means a whole bunch of other shit. But I wanted to keep you guys in the loop. Let everybody know what direction we are going and how things are. There's only a few calls that I can remove from my current call list to give myself some space. With that being said, I'll show you what I'm getting at. So if I go here, hit creation, hit superstar, and say new, mail, all save slots are currently being used. Please delete unnecessary data. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, my entire roster is full. Okay, my entire roster is full. So if I go here and I hit the edit button, and I will show you, let this thing load, and you guys will see what I'm talking about here. So you guys can be fully aware of what's going on when it comes to what we're doing. I want to make sure you guys got me too.
Which means,
oh yeah, you just got me. Cool, loud and clear. Alright, now if I press the up button, as you can see, boom, it's like that. Now of course I have two Vinny Falcones. Don't worry about that. I'm uploading one and then I'm gonna delete one. And that's that. So basically everybody that I have on my roster, Ed should have. Everybody I have on my roster, Callum should have, except for a select few guys. Okay? For a select few guys, like for example right here on this page, they should be on all three rosters, all these guys. Okay, now Bruno, Ed's the only one who's technically going to need to use Bruno in case he wants to use Bruno. Ed is Bruno after all. I technically don't need him. Callum technically don't need him, so that's a space I can free up. Take Candy Vega for example, and this is going to be the case with any managers. If we don't get the wrestler that is managed by the manager, we can delete the manager from our account. So technically, if I don't get Gangster, now I have 2 free spots. You know, then there you got Christopher Love. And the list goes on all the way down through here. You know, we got Cornette here. You know, we can just keep on going down the list. So, right there's Joey Falcone, Doug Savage. I'm the only one that really needs both of those. I can delete this. Finally, I'm deleting these. My daughters had these female wrestlers for the longest time, and Didn't want to use them, didn't want to use them, didn't want to use them, did want to use them. Now they finally have joined as male wrestlers, so they no longer need them. So, yes. So now I have technically 3 spots open. I need to go into the community creations right now. Go into uploads. And I see what you said there, Powerhouse. Then look at that, Powerhouse. Look, you are on the uploads. You can find yourself right now. Look at this. All you got to do is look for yourself. Look at that. You can now add yourself, ICW3DG, or you can search for my name. But I need to go here. And this is for Callum that I'm doing this for. So Callum, where are you at? There we go. Upload. And the reason why I'm doing this for you, Callum, is just in case you ever need Vinny. Whatever you do, don't delete him from your system, because I'm going to make this say yes. So you have the uploadable version in case I need to delete him from my stuff. So you'll have a re-uploadable version. So in case for those of you who are new to the channel, I was Joey Falcone. Ed was Bruno Falcone, which is the big brother. Callum's Vinny Falcone, which is technically the son of Joey Falcone, making Bruno his uncle. So, there it is. Look at that, Vernon. See, Vernon was here. It's slightly different than the one we had of you, but we got you up now. Pretty much like the other one, so you're good to go. I lost his entire guy, and then I was able to save it, and then I didn't, and Jesus. So, any case, my point of what I'm trying to make here is we have little space. Little space. So now I go back into edit. I believe now I have 3 spots, possibly 4. It'll load. Yeah, good old Billy, he's sitting there. And the point I'm making is we're going to have to make sure guys are active. They're going to have to be active. They're going to have to be involved. They're going to have to do their part. And you guys know this by now if you've been here a while, and if you're new, you don't have to be active 24/7. You don't even have to make the live shows. There's a thing called replay. And then there's a thing called leave a comment. That is going to become strict with me once this draft happens. And what I mean by that is once the draft happens, if you're on my show and I didn't see you during the show because you have a life and you're doing you, that is fine. But I'm going to expect you to watch the replay at your leisure and leave a comment. Now somebody will be like, oh, well, I didn't leave a comment because I didn't get to it. Well, I only do 1 show a week. So if I do the show today and you haven't left a comment by this time next week, you're really not making the time for the company. And that's fine, because maybe you have a life that's too busy. But I need to make room for people that want to be here. So I'm going to be very strict on that, and I'm going to let you go from my company. But this is some information Callum's unaware of. So Callum's listening, so Callum's going to hear this right now. So if I fire a guy, Ed may sign him. Callum may sign him. If they fire a guy, I may sign him. The other one may sign him. Good deal. And guys can get, some information. Obviously, Brian Gardner does not understand. Bad news for us. 2K19. There's no shut-off date. My God, he's a moron. But anyways, that being said, if Ed fires a guy and I sign him and then I hire him and then Callum signs him and he fires him, you're never coming back again. Just saying. You're never coming back again. Because clearly you've had 3 chances and you failed all 3 of them. There's no point in us trying to use your character again. That would be stupid on our part and a waste of your own time. So, please, don't do that. Some of you guys have multiple members on the roster. Multiple guys on the roster. I'm letting those guys know that when we start needing space, you're the guys we're going to go to first and say, hey, we need to make some space. Who are you willing to get rid of? Which one of you guys do you really want to keep, and which ones are you willing to lose? You know, that's the way I'm looking at it. And I think it's the fairest way to do it, you know, and set it up like that. So, going forward, I know Ed's here. He can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But as far as I understand, Ed's got all his arenas done. He's got all his titles done. He's got all his, basically, everything done. Which means he's ready to rock and roll. Okay, he's ready to absolutely rock and roll. Now, with that being said, it takes me to this next stage, this next statement, whatever the hell you want to call it. We've been talking about when should the draft be? When should the draft be? When should the draft be? Now, Callum, you're here. Your school date that you start's what again? I think you said the 16th, 14th, something like that. I forget exactly what you said. So if you don't mind sharing that with me again, let me know. Where's Clinton at? Hey, Clinton, say hi, Clinton. Clinton, if you're here, say hi. Just saying. Just testing something here with you, Clinton. Giving him like 10 seconds. Yep, the 16th. Therefore, the draft needs to be held before the 16th, people. Because that opens up the window for a little bit of wider gap for us. And what I mean by that is, once Callum goes to school, he'll be at school during the day, which means he's only available in the evening. With my current job situation, I'm normally sleeping in the evening. Okay, like today, I go to work tonight, it's 2:30. Okay. It's a bloodlust thing, right, Clinton? But anyway, Clinton should know exactly what I'm talking about. We'll just leave it between us, brother. But anyway, I go to work tonight, so I got to be there at 10, which means I'll be going to bed at some point and getting up at 9. So it's going to be impossible for us to do a draft in the evening unless we can do one during the day. Now, with that being said, Ed, Callum, and myself, we need to get together to know when the draft's going to be. I'm still waiting for my wife to get her schedule sent to her. Okay? Once she knows her schedule, I will know my schedule. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Ed, I'm going to go to Callum, and I'm going to say, hey, my wife's not around on these days at this time. My wife's not going to be around on this day at that time. Which days work best for you? Let me know. And that's the day we're going to do the draft. Now, Callum asked me if we're going to do the draft before the pay-per-view, or pay-per-view the draft, something like that. He asked me, I forget how he worded it. We still planned on running our shows up until the end of the month. Now, here's the catch. Whoever is the champions, okay, they're supposed to keep their belts. So let's just say no title changes hand from here on out. None. And say Ed during the draft's gangster. The Chaos World Champion will automatically become gangster. Say Callum drafted Shakona. Yeah, I just said Shakona. I'll get into this in a minute. He then has Shakona as his world champion. Then I will have Adrenaline with absolutely no world champion. My title will be vacant. Okay? My title will be vacant. That's pretty much how that's going to work. And I mentioned Shakona. For those of you who didn't know or missed it, Shakona is back. Shakona has returned to the company. I told Shakona before, don't be one of those people who make a situation that's not his. He said that's true. He stopped. He apologized. He's back. I spoke to Bloodlust. I spoke to Bobby Stunning. I spoke to Coco Killings. That's right. He has 3 characters, which is the brother. And we spoke. He made his opinion very clear. He said he is upset and will forever be upset about the way he felt what could potentially be a very good tag team, in his opinion, was ruined. Made the statement to me of, I didn't share this with Callum yet, and I'm not afraid to say it out loud to everybody because I'm letting people know how people feel. That's the one thing that separates me from a lot of companies. I'm not afraid to tell you guys what people say, and let's be honest, because we can fix it. I'll come back, but I don't want to be put on Callum's show. That's what he said to me. I told him, fuck off. That's right. I said, that's bullshit. I said, I understand you got frustrated and that bothered you. I said, but there's no way I'm allowing you back on the roster if that's how you feel. And then we talked about it, you know, and then I explained to him how Callum's young. Callum's not old school. Callum's new school. I'm old school. That's where me and him clash a lot, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because I like the old school shit. He's more new school. He knows wrestling from today. I know wrestling from then. So there's a conflict of interest sometimes. Ed's the same way with me. That's why Ed and I always gelled so well doing the things we did. Well, now we got that new school flavor and that new school flair. And if Callum fucks up, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. Because when Ed couldn't do what he could do, Callum's the one who stepped up and saved this company. He didn't just help us. He saved it. Okay? He saved this company. There is no IWA without Callum. Period. And if you guys are unaware of that, now you know. Therefore, that's why I'm forever grateful to the kid. I will forever be thankful to him. And mistakes happen. And in his eyes, it wasn't a mistake. He thought that was the, quote unquote, to comment a company, steal their phrase, what was best for business. You know, so he went with it. You know, and I'm not going to fault him for that. You know, I'm not going to fault him for that. Do I think it made that tag team look like shit? Of course. But he thought it was the best thing he could come up with. And that's the way it goes. Did I say IWA? If I said IWA, it's because I was just doing something with Willowick, Ohio, IWA. That's fucking great. Oh, man. For those of you who don't know IWA out of Willowick, Ohio, that play-by-mail wrestling game, I've been considering getting back into, and I've been having emails back and forth with them, and I'm just talking to them again here about 5 minutes before we went on the air. So that's in my head. So yes, there's no ICW without him. There we go. Jeez. Plus I'm tired. Can't help it. I've been up since 4 o'clock. So, I hope Callum's here. I hope he's listening. I don't know where he's at, but if he is, I hope he's here. So when this draft happens, he's doing his thing his way. Ed's doing his thing his way, and I'm going to do my thing my way. Okay? So, with that conversation I had, Brother's back, Bobby Stunning's returned, Coco Killings has returned, Butcher Bloodlust has returned. They're all back. Okay, what's up, Powerhouse? Everybody's here, everybody's good, everybody's ready to rock and roll. Please don't get mad or Ed. No, I will not marry you. Yeah, it's how it is. It is what it is. And like I said, and to me, it's not really a fuck-up, Callum. I considered it, because like I said, I'm old school. I don't care, Powerhouse. I look at it this way. It's not something I would have done, and I think it was a bad decision, but it's not a fuck-up. You don't even have to tweak it, leave it alone. I read what you read instead of reading. Oh my God. You don't have to even touch it. So, again, I know I've done things on my shows that Callum would have been like, I wouldn't have done that. So what the fuck's the difference? So, those characters are on limits, not off limits. They are on limits when it comes to Inferno, and he's aware of that. He said, he's like, yeah, you're right. He's taking everything with a grain of salt now. He's calmed down. He's chilled out. He's backed up. That's it. You know, so it is what we're going to do. Now, again, I need the activity from everybody. I need the involvement from everybody. There is a thing we've been doing called promos, and I will go down the promo list just in my top 5. Okay, just my top 5. Shakona, KO King, Carter Justice, King Dominator, JD Wright, Curtis Cage. Out of those 6, Shakona, KO King, and Curtis Cage have sent me promos. Carter Justice, no. JD Wright, no. King Dominator, no. They've never have. And I'm going to tell you guys now, doing a promo is not that hard. It's really not. You can type it out like a role play would be and send it to me, and we'll put your guy in the ring, and I will read it. Man, that's hard. I will read it for you. Or you can give your call your voice, and you can send it to me in an audio clip, and I will play it over the air. Like in Powerhouse's case, their live promos are cool. I literally call him, and when it's time to go, he'll talk. Written promos are currently 10 points. Audio promos are 15 points. Now that we're doing the draft, things may change. We don't know yet. Like I said, we're going to have to discuss it. The North American and European titles, by the way, are going to go away. Each show is going to have 2 belts, 2 singles titles and a tag title. So everybody's going to ask me, what's going to happen to the North American champion and the European champion? That's up to the shows that get them. That's going to be up to the shows that get those guys. Okay? So if you look at it now, Keith James has got the North American title and TK Anderson's got the European title. Whoever drafts either one of them, if they're still the champions come then, it's going to be up to that show's promoter to decide what they want to do. They can completely disregard the title and move on from it and say it is what it is, or they can grant them some type of title shot or do something for them. I don't know. Each guy's going to have the right to do what he wishes, how he wants to do it. Now, we talked about tag teams. Tag teams are going to be protected, but not all tag teams. There's right now a discussion if the Second City Militia is going to be protected as a tag team. But Purity Express is protected tag team, meaning if you draft the Purity Express, you get both members. There you go. The Triple D will not be protected. Crown Royalty will not be protected. Sleazy Dreams is protected. Second City Militia, like I said, is the debate right now. Native Blood, the tag team, as in the Young Bloods part of that, not Douglas Treefeather. Those 2 will be protected. The Death Dealers are not. The Heartbreak Express will be protected. The Upper Echelon is not. Invictus, the tag team of Todd Deering and Greg Thomas, they are protected. John Savage is not protected as part of Invictus. The Heavenly Bodies are protected as of right now. The Sabbath are not protected. The Cunninghams are protected. Vendetta is protected. Okay, now, when it comes to the stables, whoever is the leader in what my second title will be, yeah, it'd be cool if you were on the air, Ed. Now, as I was saying, the stables, they're not being protected. So when I say Crown Royalty, who's the leader? Most people should say Thomas O'Sullivan because he is the leader. Whoever drafts Thomas O'Sullivan would then have the rights to Crown Royalty. Whoever drafts the Gangster will then have the rights to the Upper Echelon. Okay, now I did a poll question. All right, and that's taking me to what I'm looking at right now. In my poll question that I posted for everybody to see, if you didn't see it, well, it is what it is. I waited until today to do it. It was on our channel under the community, and it states right here, should Rick Blanchard retire? We have had 14 votes, and with an astounding 93%, the answer is no. Since I'm live on the air and we're going over this, Rick Blanchard will return to the ring. Rick Blanchard will not retire since you guys, the community, have spoken. He will come back. He will be involved. So whoever drafts Rick Blanchard will then have the rights to second to none. That's how that's going to work. Okay? Now, I am pretty much willing to say, so it may be a tag. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out, Callum. It's a good thought. We'll have to look at that. That could be very true. Draft them together. That's Callum Brandon. It's Mike Law, correct? Mike Law. So yeah, but it leads me to this statement. Say somebody drafts Todd O'Sullivan and then that person also drafts Curtis Cage. They're both part of Crown Royalty. They should both stay in Crown Royalty until there's a storyline breakup. You know, that's the way I look at it. I think you guys would agree with that. So whoever drafts, say, Gangster, if someone then ends up drafting Braden Frost at the same show, then they should both stay, of course, in the Upper Echelon. You know, so that's how I'm looking at this, and I think Callum would agree with that. I think Ed's going to agree with that. Now, me, Ed, and Callum have talked about the draft. I want you guys' honest opinion as well, so we can think about this, because I've told Ed more times than I can count, and I'm pretty sure he's tired of hearing it. I don't want nothing to get fucked up. I don't want us to do something and then a week later say, shit, we should have did it this way. So when it comes to the actual draft, the question was, which order should the draft be? Now, Ed's coming back, so he's already been getting the first pick. Callum and I agreed whichever one of us was doing better in our ratings is going to get the second pick, and the other one's going to get the third pick. Our ratings were based off views, thumbs up, activity. In Callum's words, I've won that war. So it's going to go chaos, adrenaline, inferno in the draft for round one. Now here's where the question comes in. Do we do a linear draft? So far, we've pretty much agreed to the linear draft, and that's where we're at right now. It will be a linear draft as of right now. What that means is Ed, me, Callum, round 2, Ed, me, Callum, round 3, Ed, me, Callum. Or do we do a snake draft? Meaning it's Ed, me, Callum, round 2, Callum, me, Ed. It's just flipped over. You know, if you guys are familiar with fantasy football, you know what I'm talking about, because that's how fantasy football works. You snake draft it. It goes one to last, then last to first. So that's how we can do this. I don't want to draft it one way and then we think about it later. Oh, we should have done this. So if you have an opinion, don't just say, oh, linear or snake. I want to know why you're picking that. I want to know what your reasoning is, because somebody might have an idea as to why that we haven't even thought about. And it's like, shit, that makes a lot of sense. See, Ed is there, no snake draft. See, then boom, right there, Lucius is like, yeah, hands down, linear draft. Boom. You know, so, I mean, like I said, that's what I'm in favor of, personally. I believe that's the way we should do it. But if someone has a reason for something else, I want to know why. You know, so it's called a linear, Alex. It's called a linear draft. It stays in the same order. What'd he say? Can there be trades? Kind of, I guess you could say that, Smokey. I guess we could make trades, because we got to figure out how many guys we've got on the roster. 5, 9, see, I got to delete this one too, because I got the one Todd made. Let me see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 21, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got a big roster here. So we're going to have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 rows, and I basically have them all filled out. So that's 100 guys, but I'm short 3. So right now I have 97 calls, and I'm probably going to be able to remove about 5, 6 tops. And then we got the tag teams. As of right now, with the tag teams, I think it was this. I think math-wise, each show is going to end up with 4 tag teams to start, and then it's going to be up to the shows to develop their division, create more tag teams, whatever it is they're going to do. When you guys upload your calls, which you have, I believe Ed's got, I think, just about everybody except for a couple that he needs to get from Greg, if I'm not mistaken. Start uploading guys with the re-upload of yes, so if we can get our hands on them, we can upload them ourselves so we can send them back and forth, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, I need to delete guys from my show when we do the draft, just in count of new hires. And what I mean by that is, I don't want to not be able to hire a new guy just because I got to hang on to guys on my page that I don't use because they're on Callum's show or Ed's show. Ooh, he thinks he's got them all. Look at this. What is that? Some of the things that you see on here just crack me up. Hey, there's Vinny. You know, so go here, do the hashtag list, bang, search it. Look at that. There they are. Yeah, I can do that here in a second. Told you not to delete nobody. But I told you that. I said don't delete nobody. Hang on just in case. But no, you're impatient. You're just a twit. Yes, that's also an option, Alex. Guys could be traded. They could be sent from show to show in the trade, this, that, and the other. See, there it is, re-uploadable, yes. So now, if I end up deleting him myself, Callum's got a copy. I just want to make sure you guys are aware the draft's going to be within... Nuh-uh. I said not to. Because I never know who was coming back and who wasn't. You misunderstood me, young pup. Do you have this on audio? As if not, you lose. Respect your elders. Oh, shit. Damn, I need to be downloaded 2,700 plus times so I can get down in the diamond and upload 5 more guys at a time. That sucks. Now, like I said, the draft will be within 2 weeks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to happen. It's going to take place. We're going to figure out the time and date. Chaos goes first. Ed's going to have his champion. Now, Ed's got all his arenas made. He's got all his pay-per-views made. And I would love for Ed to go live himself when I shut the fuck up. And he can show you his arenas. He could show you his Chaos arena if he wishes. He could show you his title belts. All the information he wants to give you guys, which would be freaking awesome. But again, that's up to him if he has time to do it. And I don't really have much more to say other than the draft's going to take place within the next 2 weeks, but Ed can't start going live until the end of the month. So me and Callum can continue to run Adrenalines and Infernos, but that, like I said, that's where my fear comes in, and that is the champions, to get back on that topic. If Ed drafts Gangster and Callum drafts Shakona, but say Shakona loses the belt to Vernon Quinn, Vernon Quinn's on Ed's show, who also drafted Gangster. Gangster keeps his belt. Now, Ed's got both world champions. That's a problem. And we're not going to not have belts possibly change hands, and we're not going to not possibly do certain things just because of that. We got to do it fair. So with that being said, we have to come up with a decision on how that's going to work, and that's something me, Ed, and Callum are going to have to come up with. The only thing I've come up with, and I'm being honest, is Ed's going to draft, I'm going to draft, Callum's going to draft. Whoever's draft highest, if both champions end up on the same show, whoever was drafted highest is the champion, and the other guy's shit out of luck. To me, that's going to be the fairest way to do it. So again, like I said, current champions, Gangster, Shakona. Sake of argument, Shakona loses the world title to Vernon Quinn. Ed drafts Gangster in the first round. He drafts Vernon Quinn in the second round. Now, they're both the current world champions. Gangster would take the title because he was drafted first. Vernon Quinn would technically then be shit out of luck because of that. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. But because he was the world champion, you can pretty rest assured Ed's not going to fuck him over. He's going to find a way to give him an opportunity because he knows he had it and he deserves it. You know, just like whoever drafts the guys that are currently the middle tier champions, whoever they may be come then. And they being, like I said, Keith James and TK Anderson. You know, if they may still be the champions come draft day and be the champions by the end of the month. You know, so now I am going to continue to use the website to some degree. I want to let you guys know this. I want to use the website to some degree. I am going to have Ed check out the pro boards. If Ed can use the pro boards easily from his phone, because I know he really doesn't have a computer to work from. I do know there's laptops in the home, but he usually tries not to mess with the kid's shit. But if he can do it from his phone, I am using pro boards. I know Callum's got an issue with his phone and has a computer, so it's the opposite between the two of them. But with 3 shows, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to need help with rankings. I'm going to need help from the guys who are running their shows to do their rankings, if possible. Through pro boards, they can do it themselves. Okay? They can do it themselves. I can continue to use the website to keep track of things, or everything's going to be moved to the boards. Now, I'm going to share the boards right now here in the chat. I like it as well, Lucius. I ain't gonna lie. I really do. But it's a lot of work for me. Everything gets put on me. The whole thing. You know, Callum puts together the points, but I got to do the updating. You know, Ed joins us and gets back in it. He's going to end up putting together his points, and then I'd have to update. Everything gets put on me. And that sometimes gets too much. There's the link to the pro boards I was working on. When you get there, like I said, you'll see the champions on the side. It says Adrenaline, Inferno, Chaos. I might not put the events. What the hell? Because Dummy forgot the password. What are you talking about? Okay, I have no idea what he meant by Dummy forgot the password. I don't know. But anyway, when you're on here, the ICW logo comes up on each category. When it's shaded, there was nothing new posted from your last visit. When it pops up in color, there's a new post from your previous visit. That's self-explanatory. Like I said, I might not put the cards on the left-hand side. What I might do is just put the current champions from each show on the left-hand side. I like the layout, look like Lucius was telling me. And because I like it, I may add it to the top of the website, top of the pro boards. That's a possibility. Basically, what I need the most help with is rankings. If guys can keep track of their own title histories and shit like that, post their own stuff. Again, when you're on there, it says join ICW, the front office, the merchandise, social media. I'm going to put all this information in there. And then it says the locker room for each show. Now, again, it'll be the roster. You'll see the roster for each show. Then there's a rankings page for each show. Then the title history for each show. And then the tag teams and stables on each show. Technically, the way the ideal situation would be is I will update anything that has to do with Adrenaline. Callum would update anything that has to do with Inferno. And Ed would then go in and update anything that has to do with Chaos. Then there's the quote-unquote fourth wall, which in this case ends up being the fifth category, but I don't care. You got the general discussion, whatever the hell you want to talk about, whatever polls you want to do, whatever questions you want to ask about the company. You know, anything that's in there, just where you guys can shoot the shit. It's much like Skype, but everything's organized here. And the website would then, in a sense, go away. Now, on here, I also want to put, like, company pay-per-views. If we have the logos, we could put the logos there if we wanted. In this case, all I have is just the names wrote in text. Ed's got, like I said, Ed's got all his pay-per-views together. He knows what they are. He knows what they're called. The man has been on a mission here over the last couple weeks, getting everything together. And you heard him. He thinks he's got his entire roster ready to go. All I need to do is have him go live at some point and show us his title belts so I can get the screenshots. I'll get them resized. I'll either get them added to the website. Because like I said, in the current page, the roster page is completely outdated. It was a pain in the ass for me to do the update on the roster page with the HTML. I tried to stay on top of it, but that's where it's tough. Like I said, that's where it's tough for me being the only one to do it. The rankings, not so bad. Callum's been sending me his, but I can then create the rankings page with Ed's guys and his belts. I can add the Chaos logo in there. I can add his belts in there. And then it's just a matter of doing the draft, and then everything gets separated. The title history. Again, all I got to do is add Chaos logo in there, and then the title history then be broke down into three columns instead of just 2 columns. Point system, no worries, no edits needs to be done. Pay-per-view page, I add the Chaos logo and put the Ed's list of pay-per-views. Simple. ICW merchandise link is just the link. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Your phone's killing you right now. And Ed, I don't know how much work you can do actually from a cell phone. That's what sucks. So, like I said, we'll see. But I am going to let it up to you guys as the community. Would you prefer us to stay on Skype where we can communicate? Like I said, I was going to keep Skype open anyway because that's where you guys can send me your audio clips. You can also send me audio clips through Facebook. But would you rather see the website as is, or would you rather just come to a Pro Boards where everything's at on the same site? You know, again, you guys can make that decision together, figure it out. I'm okay with either one. I guess as long as everybody's putting in the work And all I gotta do is copy and paste. It does save me a lot of time and a lot of hassle, so I don't have to stress too much. Now the website will change, because when you look at the website, it says current Adrenaline champions, current Inferno champions. I know on the left and right side it says upcoming Adrenaline event, upcoming Inferno event. That would have to change. And I got to figure out how I want to change it. I'm not sure how I want to change that yet, because we've got to implement Chaos. So if I install Chaos, they would say a current Chaos champions in the middle, and you would see those title belts. But then what's the left and right hand columns going to be about? I don't know what to put on those columns. I don't want to put just the upcoming event for Adrenaline and Inferno. I don't want to put one of them Chaos and Inferno, and Adrenaline's missing. It would need to be something. I don't know what. So any suggestions you guys can come up with, let me know. Or I can remove one column and what have you. You know, who knows? But again, we've been on here 41 minutes and I'm kind of like rambling now. So just know the draft's coming. Please be at the draft. I'm not going to make it mandatory, but if I ever asked and wanted to make one mandatory, this would be the show. The draft. It's going to be insane. It's going to be crazy. Once we have the entire roster finalized, we will know exactly how many rounds it is. Again, certain tag teams are protected. Leaders have the stable name protected. As of right now, each show must pick 4 tag teams. So that's about the only things right now for the show. That's it. I mean, it is what it is. So if you guys don't have any questions or any more comments, you know, I'm probably going to end up racking this up. Yeah, these are 2 different world titles. I wanted to bring this up because I wanted you guys to vote while I'm on the air real quick. Alright, now if you look at this, they're the same thing. But on this one, if you see the little circle globes to the left and right of the center plate, they're very, very close to the side plates. It's kind of sloppy. This one's a little bit more clean, I think, and a little bit more brighter. So this is the one we're going to use, okay? I'm going to show you it. Okay, this is our world title, okay? And this has been our world title for a while now. One of my things just jumping everywhere. But there you go. That is the ICW Adrenaline World's Championship title. Okay. So, do we use this belt? Or do we change it? And here's the alternative. This would be it. Now, obviously, I want to add in the ICW logo somewhere, or put ICW logo on it. But that would be the other one. You know, I'm honestly still in favor of the other belt, but I want to give you guys options, especially if we're going to change shows. I want to have options here. See, Clinton agrees with me. But that's options. I'm thinking about changing this. Like I said, this belt's going to go away. The television title will stay. These right here, they're probably going to go away because we really don't have the opportunity for that, you know, with the roster split. So, Ed, are you able to go live and show us what you're working with? If not, no worries. You can let them know however you like to know. Let them know. See what Ed has to say, and then I'll pretty much wrap this up. Yeah, my mind's still racing what I can do with that website. I don't know what to do with it. I'll figure it out if we keep it. Yes, you can. Do you want to go live as soon as I go off the air? If you do, I'm going to shut up now and turn the controls over to you, and you can come live and introduce chaos to everybody. I'm actually excited to see some of the stuff on screen. I've seen them in screenshots, but it doesn't do it justice with just screenshots. To actually see it would be cool. All right, cool. When you show your belts, I'll show you. I think you know how to do this, but I'll show you what I mean. Because I know you're going to show your belts. Like this one. This would be the one that looks like everybody's liking it. You know, go like this and leave it sit there. Leave it sit there for about 10, 15, 20 seconds. No more than 30 seconds. Then I'll be able to watch the video on YouTube. Get to that point, then I can screenshot it, and then I'll take it from there. But real quick, that, like I said, that's the one I'm using, effective now, and I'll show you guys the one I was using. And like I said, you can see the difference. This one's not as clean, it's not as crisp. I think you guys can see what I'm talking about. This one's not as clean or as crisp as the other one. The other one is way better than this one. And this one has ICW and those little home plates, as I call them. So, good deal, Lucius. So, and speaking of helping out, like you just saw Lucius say there, if somebody has the wherewithal to help out as far as becoming our point scorer, so to speak, and do, what you call it, point system, the rankings, booking shit, helping us out, let me know. You know, like Callum right now, he has a shitty phone. It's hard for him to do something. So, hey, I can step up and keep his points for him, and I can do his rankings. Okay, great. We'll hire you and bring you on board and make you a part of the team. But I'm going to end this stream so Ed can come back and let us know what he's working with. So, guys, if you're having problems getting the alerts, just keep refreshing the channel. Ed's going to be back with us in just a minute. Time for me to shut up, and Eddie can come in and give us some shit and let us know what's going on with Chaos, which is right around the corner. Less than a month, ladies and gentlemen. Chaos is here. In less than 2 weeks, Chaos will have a roster. So I'm out. Eddie will be here in a minute.